Oh, hi. Welcome back to another episode of RB's Toy Box. Oh, hi, R2. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Home Depot version of the R2-D2. And we're going to find out if it's the droid you've been looking for. Because for me, it was exactly the droid that I was looking for. We're also going to take a look at some of the modifications that I've made already to my droid and find out if it's going to be a great addition for you and the presentation of your R2-D2, and to find out if it really is the droid that you've been looking for. Now let's roll that intro and we'll get right into our review. R2, you ready? I guess so. Hey, roll that intro.
Making videos just for you.
Welcome back to another episode here at RB's Toy Box, and here it is, the droid that you've been looking for. And I was looking for it for quite some time as well. Yeah, I know, that's right. Because just like, you're probably like me, you're like, how do I get a hold of one of these? Because, I mean, every time I checked on the website, gone. I checked all the Home Depots around me, nothing. When I talked to the managers, the SKU number wasn't even in the system, so they weren't expecting any restock or anything like that. It's even if they received one. So that kind of left me in a pickle of going to the scalpers, if you will, and trying to find somebody, just like HasLab, right? If you missed that opening few minutes of availability, then you were stuck going to eBay or Marketplace and trying to find one that was affordable. And this one was no doubt. I mean, there was a lot of people, and still are, on Marketplace that are, that were able to pick these up. Maybe they were employees, I don't know. But I mean, they're going for $800 here locally. And that's just crazy. I mean, I get it that, you missed the opportunity because you weren't sitting there, or whatever. But I mean, $800? I mean, retail, these things were nowhere close to that. So I did, I kept my eyes open. I'm looking at Marketplace every single day trying to find somebody who's reasonable out there. And what happened, I think, really came to play was that a lot of people bought like 10 of these because now they have it, one per. But I think when this thing first came out, people were buying like 10 and 20 of these things and then going out there for resale. And I think they got stuck because a lot of people, they were like, I'm not going to pay $800. I mean, it's cool, but am I going to spend $800 on it? And the answer is no. So I think I've really watched the prices go down, 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 down. There's a bunch still on there for $800. There's now some for $500. There's some for $450. And I picked one up in that low 400s range. Awesome, awesome, awesome guy. He was totally honest about it. He even assembled R2-D2 because there's a big deal going on. You need to be careful. And I mean really, really careful, because a lot of these that are coming in, they're not opening them, so they can say factory sealed. But there's so many of them on Facebook and other places where they're identifying that they're broken right out of the box. The domes are broken. The electronics are not working because these are fragile. Not super fragile, but I mean, they're pretty fragile pieces. If you don't assemble this or it doesn't come right, this is easy to crack. If you took this off independently and just give a little bit of pressure, you're going to crack it. There's no structure in it. What gives it its structure is it's almost Lego piece together scenario that allows the curvatures to give stability to each other. If you take apart the leg, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. But that's my story, how I got a hold of one. I managed to find a vendor. I drove an hour and a half to go see this guy. I mean, big-time Star Wars guy, and he had several of them. Sold one to me again. He had it all assembled, showed me everything that worked, made sure there was no cracks or anything else in it. And, it was a reasonable price over retail under the circumstances. So was super stoked about that. Now, let's get into some of the cool stuff. Now, I'm going to show you a video real quick of kind of the promo that's out there that I'm sure many of you have seen already. Maybe you haven't. But this is the promo that they're putting out there from Home Depot about all the cool stuff that this can do with movement and everything. Check it out. Pretty cool, isn't it? Now I want to show you where mine comes into play. Is I did not maintain the base. As you can see here, I'm going to angle this down a little bit. There's no base on my R2-D2. You say why? Two reasons. Number one, the base is big. I mean, of course, it's got to be bigger because that's what gives it its lateral movement going back and forth as it's spinning around. And that's cool, but to me it didn't really add much to the overall presentation of the R2-D2. This did, right? The other reason is portability. That's even a word. I want it to be able to move. Now I'm going to put, just so you guys know, I'm going to get some flat casters and put on the bottom of this. I haven't done it yet, but there's little bitty marks on the bottom. They anticipated you doing this. And there are some videos on how to look at the base, and there's a control box on the back. And that control box has two screws on it that you can take it off. Now when you unplug the plugs of that control box, the colors are the same inside the unit as they are down here. So you won't have to worry about, you know, because inside the base there's like these grouping of plugs, and then it has the wire that comes up through the bottom into the base of this leg. I know. And then if you take the screws out of this one and separate it, there's a little wire tie inside that's holding the wires down to the bottom that go through the base back to the control box. So you take out the control box and you unplug them, and then you take these two sides off, and then you can pull the wires up inside and then reconnect the control box and then run your power cable however and wherever you want, and then poof, you've got R2-D2 with no base. And it allows you, again, it's a fairly lightweight unit, but it allows you to be able to move them around a little bit, right? And in my case, if I want to make a video with him or whatever, I don't have to have him stuck. I can move him over next to the green screen or whatever I want to do there. Now, there's a couple of modifications that I made, and one of them is this. Computer, turn off R2. And I hooked him up to an Alexa power box. Now that gives me great access, because otherwise the only way to turn him off is to unplug him. There is no on-off switch on it. It's an all-on, on-off situation. It has a volume knob on the control box, as you know, you've got one you can see. But I want to show you what I did here. I'm going to spin him around so you can see. I'm going to unplug this for just a moment. But if you can see right here, you see a little cord coming out. Let me show you what I did to put that together.
But everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
These I have been using in my wiring stuff for years. These are low voltage, so they can handle 12 volts easily. This is almost 6 volts in here. It's like 5.8 or something like that. I have to look at the power box again and see, but these will totally handle the voltage that it's sending through that box. And then what I did is I just took these and put one of them sticking out here. The other one plugs into the box, and I use some wire, which is a red and black low voltage cable, 18 gauge wire, Amazon, you know, where I get most of my stuff. But Amazon roll of wire, and then this, and basically made an extension cable that you take this out, which if you have one of these, you already know because you got to put it together. But you take that out, and then you pull this off, and then there are a series of screws that, you know, there's 3 up here, 2 right here, 2 right here, 6 right here, and then 4 underneath that, and then another 6 down at the bottom. Once you take all of those off, then the arm comes apart. You take a drill and run a hole through here, feed this part up through it, and have that just kind of sticking out. And then you'll need a bigger drill up here because there is like a shape inside the arm that allows, you know, keeps it from pivoting. But it's just super thin plastic going between there. So you kind of push a drill bit right through there, piece of cake, and then that way this end feeds through. And then you just create as much of this as you feel that you're going to need to go from here all the way up inside. And then let me show you inside what I did. Now I'm sorry, buddy, I have to take the top off for repairs. Hold on, I'll open them up. I don't want you to see me take the head off. It might be very traumatic for some people.
Excuse me, sir, but that R2 unit is in prime condition, a real bargain.
All right, we are back, and this is what I have done. Again, over here on the side, you can see where this comes through. I have a lot of extra cable, so I could pull it out and even make it longer if I need to. And then, of course, this is the one that goes up to the head. All the other wires are just plugged into the back of the unit over here, just like that. And then I put a little board right here on this frame. See that frame right there? It's hard to see, but I'm gonna have to go like inside there. But as you can see, it's just strapped with that board straight to that metal frame. And then that way I can remove the eyepiece here and then just reach right down inside and turn the volume up and down. Because, you know, visitors coming or whatever might want to just be a little bit more quieter, whatever. But that gives me the capability of, without having to tear them apart every single time to make changes, I position this in such a way that I could just reach down inside there, adjust the volume, put his eyepiece back on, and all done. So I'm going to put him back together now. Hold on.
Okay, let's go.
And as quick as you please, we got him back together. I'm going to spin this back around real quick. And you can see again why I took the base off. I mean, it doesn't weigh but a couple of pounds, really. And then I can just plug him back in here. Computer, turn on R2. Now, when you run it, even if you plug them into the wall, it takes a few seconds for it to power up. The lights come on first, and then after another few seconds, then the rest of it kicks in. Now, you know, I can't really make much judgment on that because I didn't design it, but I think I would have put a little switch over here on the side or something for him. That's my opinion. But there he is. How you doing? It's good to see you again. Now, of course, this is the photo sensor in the front here that, you know, you got to move in front of him and then he starts doing stuff. So, what's the next plan? Okay, so there are already people on Etsy and YouTube that are starting to make replacement pieces for these, upgraded pieces. including the little stickers that you put right here. There's people showing you how to paint the dome and make it shiny, even how to weather it down a little. I mean, I love when people do that because, I mean, this baby's only been out for a little while and they're already making upgrade parts for it, just like the Ghostbusters stuff, just like Star Wars. I mean, it doesn't matter, Star Trek, Star Wars, all of this. Super smart people are out there with 3D printers and stickers, and I mean, they got the sizes and everything, and they're out there making it happen. And this is actually a pretty good speaker in here too. You could probably put a Bluetooth in there if you wanted to, I'm just saying. But this thing is awesome. Anytime you can get a 1-to-1 or pretty darn close to, I think somebody said this was like 90 or 95% or something. Who's counting when it comes to that? It's like the Ghostbusters Proton Pack, you know, the 1-to-1s, they're massive, you know, the Halloween Express one fits me just perfect. This one fits me just perfect. Now what's next? As I mentioned, so there's some upgrades I'm going to do to these down here, which is like the little chrome pieces that go into the edges here that look really, really nice. The other thing I'm going to do is, watch for it, because this is not 110 volts, it uses a power box just like you would LED lighting or, you know, just about anything in a house today. It doesn't run off 110, it runs off 12 volts or less. So that means I can take a wheelchair battery, a lithium wheelchair battery, and run this unit off of it. So I'm going to take one of these little side boxes down here. Let me spin you around real quick. These boxes right here is the perfect size for a small lithium battery. The same kind of battery that I put in my Ghostbusters Proton Pack. And it lasts for, I mean, 8 to 10 hours with all the stereo and everything else I got blowing out of my Proton Pack. So putting that down here, and actually on this side, so I just have one wire coming out, and maybe what over here, one wire that will come out the side and plug right into this, and then I have the option. I can either use the power cord, or I can go completely independent with it with a lithium ion battery here. I'm going to do it. You're going to have to stay tuned here on RB's Toy Box to be able to watch me do that and show you, you know, you're going to need a step-down converter, and I'll show you all of that once we get into it so that you can have this. And by the time I put the casters on the bottom of here and make him autonomous with a standalone lithium battery, so he doesn't have to be plugged into the wall again anymore, this will be a great unit that I can move around a little bit and have a great time with, making videos for you, doing some cool stuff with him. But I'm telling you, I have wanted a 1-to-1 forever. I mean, this, when you think of technology, I mean, R2-D2 made this show. I mean, let's just face it. I mean, you can do Luke Skywalker all you want. It's R2-D2, in my opinion, that makes Star Wars, period. Some people on my BB-8, okay, I got BB-8 over here, right? Big old BB-8. But, I mean, this is, I mean, it's everything. And I'm glad you stuck around here with RB's Toy Box. Checked out my cool new toy here, and how me and R2-D2 are going to have a great time here at RB's Toy Box, and some of the cool upgrades that I got planned for them. And each one of those I'm going to be making step-by-step videos so you can decide whether you want to do that. Should you get one of these? Yes. Should you pay $800 for one? No. Should you keep looking because there's going to be people on Marketplace that are pushing these for, you know, probably $400? Yeah, I think so, because I'm seeing them every day on Marketplace in this area going down and down and down and down and down. So it probably won't be too long before people realize, kind of like buying out the Starship Enterprise on Playmobil, that they bought too many of them and the price is just going to tank. So we'll see. We'll see how that works, but I'm super stoked that I got one, and I got one at a very reasonable price, and hopefully you do too. Stay tuned to RB's Toy Box for some of the cool stuff that we've got coming up. I really appreciate it. If you are here, you are one of the 12% who actually made it all the way to the end, and thank you so much for being all the way here to the end. And we're trying to get the YouTube channel back up after my medical episode that I was off for a year. And I tell you, like, share. I appreciate if you made it this far. And we will see you soon. Right? Absolutely.
Step into the magic on my fun-filled stage. RB's Toy Box is great for kids of any age. From Star Trek to A-Team and retro toys too. Come join on my journey.